What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another disc golf video. So, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, it's Michael Holt Instagram. If you get Michael Holt disc golf, if you guys don't, I talked recently after my tournament how I felt like it's weird because all of my practice rounds are filmed and pretty much done for the creation of content, and it kind of interferes with me actually like practicing and preparing for a tournament because it's just a different vibe, you know. And so once a week, what I think I'm going to be trying to do is going out and filming so that I have the pressure of people watching me, but not talking or anything like that. I'm just going to go out and play and actually practice and stuff. And one thing that I think is going to be really cool about that is obviously I get to commentate on it afterwards, which allows me to point out things that maybe I didn't see in the moment, like my foot placement or X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. And so I think it'll actually be a little bit more informative than the other rounds. Now, obviously, I'm still going to go out and film and record because I really enjoy making that kind of content. But when it comes to preparing for tournaments, I need to be able to actually go out and focus on preparing and getting better. And yes, I do get better by playing while creating content, but my goal of those videos is to create entertaining content. And sometimes that gets in the way of me making the right decision or whatever. So yeah, I'm still obviously going to be doing those, filming those, but I think once a week we'll do a round like this where I kind of commentate everything and point out errors and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, hole one out here at Angry Beaver, throwing the bounty on an anhyzer. I aim down that left side gap and throw it out there. I threw the Lucid X Moonshine because it's a little bit more stable and actually gets us all the way down here close to OB, but not OB. We're able to get a birdie on hole one. Birdie on hole one is good. Normally you're scoring against everyone else if you can get a birdie on hole one. It's a pretty tough one. Yeah, so starting off one down right there, pretty sick. Throwing the bounty again here off of this tee, just because my drivers, as I've been playing out here, have been kicking left and not doing good. And then you want to know what I did? I pressed record, and then I double tapped so that it didn't record, and we end up all the way down here. I went out of bounds twice on this hole, but ended up sinking this one from inbounds for the bogey. So we ended up getting a bogey on that one, which was great, honestly, with all the OB that we got. So hole three here, just throwing that bounty out into the open, like you guys know, which is where you want to end up. And then we're going to grab our Lucid Air Trespass, which has actually been working good for me lately, and I have been absolutely loving it. I throw it here, and I don't commit to it because I'm afraid of going OB on the right, so much so that I almost go OB on the left, which is not what we want. We do not want to go OB on the left up here, and thankfully we didn't. You can see we landed about 7 or 8 feet from it there. Now watch this. Watch my throw right here. So I grabbed the rive, and you can see my arm was not even close to fully extended. We got a really good line out of it, but we end up about 40 or 50 short, and that was just because I tensed up, which again is something I've been talking about forgetting. I know all of these things, and I know what I need to do, but they just aren't second nature because I played disc golf for so long without doing things correctly, you know? So coming into scenarios like this where you have your nature coming in or whatever, it ends up messing with you. So I still got a lot of work until I get to a point where I'm pretty happy. Both of those were really good lines. At the basket, we end up getting a par on this one. So we're even right now, which honestly, even through the first three is not too shabby. On this one now, I was throwing fairway drivers down this too, but I was like, yo, I'm going to try my bounty. And we get it, man. I threw it a little bit flat / maybe a tiny anhyzer. So if I threw it flat with a little less, I think we would have been more so in the middle. This shot right here was just me trying to get out into the fairway. You can kind of see it. The focus wasn't too good on the camera, but honestly, a par on this hole is really, really good too, because it's super easy to kick off to the side. I have gotten double bogeys. I've probably even gotten a triple bogey on this hole, honestly. So snagging that bogey right there is good. Always putting twice when I can or when I remember, just because it's practice and you need to be practicing. So here we go, throwing the Felon on this one. I find my aim point. I know exactly where I'm going. And I aim perfectly, I release perfectly, but I just don't give it enough power. We get around the corner and we hit that last guardian tree. you need about 2 more feet to get around that. So I just needed a little bit more power. So I just throw my soft harp here, let it land up by the basket, and actually lands right on the other side of the log. So we have kind of a weird little stance here. But this one is one that I want to birdie because I feel like I have a good sidearm. You just really have to commit to it and throw it a little bit harder. You got to make it get all the way to the corner before it turns. If it turns early, there's no chance. So this one right here, I normally throw a sidearm on this, but this is really, really good hole to throw my bounty on. The line is similar to hole 1, so I throw it the same as I do on hole 1, and it pans all the way around the corner. It ends up stabling up a little early at the end, but I'm happy with that, man. It's literally the exact same line as hole 1. So right here, because it did stable up a little bit, it puts us in this weird spot with this bendy tree in front of us, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to get up there. You guys know that I love throwing Anheuser sidearm approaches, so I've got my beat-in Felon here that I know if I force over, it'll make its way up there. I'm probably about 250 from the pin here, somewhere around there. So I end up throwing this, and I'm not able to give it enough. So it pushes up on the exact line that I wanted to, but then it runs out of speed and it just stops at the top of the hill. I needed about another 60 feet, maybe another 50 feet for it to be in a really good spot, and it was just awkward. So really happy with that throw, honestly. I don't even think throwing something more understable would have worked. I think that was the right disc choice. I just needed to throw it a little bit harder, or maybe even throw like my Rive or something on that same line. So big putt here. Not able to get it to the basket. Another par for us there on that one. Good old hole 6. So we're still sitting at even, which honestly isn't bad through the front 9. It isn't bad being even on this course, just in general. Now this hole right here, I want to show you all something. So I've been figuring this out about my sidearm, and you guys need to do it as well. Watch what I do with my right foot here. So my right foot stays right there. I don't kick it out to the side, and because I don't kick it out to the side, I didn't commit to my throw, which made me go way over here to the right, so I have to throw up in the air, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm learning that, like, you have to commit and let your right leg swing out when you throw sidearms, no matter what. It doesn't matter how far you're throwing, you need to do that because it is a commitment. And it, like, whenever you don't put your leg out, I missed that first, but I ended up making this one, but I'm still talking about the sidearm. Whenever you don't kick your leg out like that, you're stopping your body from finishing its throw, and you have to do that. Like, if you throw a backhand and you don't finish your throw by kicking out your left foot, the same thing happens. And so I need to just apply that on that sidearm as well, which I do in just a little bit. You guys will see, and it made me really happy just kind of figuring that out and being like, come on, dude, you know that you need to do this. Kick your leg out, and you're going to achieve the shot better. So throwing the Lucid Air Trespass here, uphill, and I throw it kind of low. As you guys can see, I would love to get a little more air out of that. Great shot, great spot, good position, exactly where I want to be. This next shot, though, I grabbed the same disc to throw on a sidearm, which I shouldn't have. Honestly, I should have thrown the Grace. It's a little bit understable for this shot. And you guys will see that right here. So good line, just a little too understable. Goes over, kicks the tree, kicks down. I was really frustrated there. Anytime I have a shot at a birdie on this hole, I really want to get it. I think if I had thrown my Grace on that same line, it would have given me a way better shot at a birdie here. So grabbing my Ruby and throwing this one on the backhand down by the basket here. And just hoping we can get it. On that last hole, I didn't even say this, I got a bogey, which was literally miserable. That is not a hole that you want to get a bogey on. So we're currently +1 right now with the birdie on 1, bogey on 2, and then bogey on 7. And 8, we got the par right there, which was good. And then now this is what I'm talking about with my sidearm. Watch what I do with my leg. It is a fully committed sidearm. It helps me hit the exact line that I want to. I stopped myself there because I felt something weird on my disc, something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to slow down and make sure that I do things correctly. But as you see here, I throw, kick out that leg, makes me really commit. That Rive goes dead straight. If I had aimed a little bit more left or given it a little bit more power, then we would have been right up next to the basket. So we got a little bit of a straddle putt right here. In between these two trees that you guys can see, and I really want this one, man. I rarely birdie this hole. I don't know why. I feel like it's a pretty easy one, but for some reason, I just can never get it there. Whether it's backhand or it's sidearm, my backhand's just stable out too soon. So we got the straddle putt here. Boom, knocking it down. That's what I'm talking about. Super excited about that one. But yeah, guys, that sidearm, make sure y'all are kicking that leg out, okay? Make sure y'all are kicking that leg out if you're having troubles committing on that sidearm, because it has really, really, really helped me out. But that's going to be it for the front nine. We are even through the front. Thank you, guys. See you later.